MultiVersus is a platform fighter that was first released a couple of years ago as an open beta, and was subsequently shut down and retooled for a year before this full release. On its surface, it's like Smash Bros, but with Warner-owned characters like Bugs Bunny, Superman, and Steven Universe. Unlike Smash, it doesn't have the depth of elements like shields, grabs, or tilts, but the core of the game isn't what exact features it does or doesn't have, but rather how it feels as a fighting game. And the reworked version of MultiVersus is one of the most sluggish platform fighters I've ever played. Fundamentally, these games are about controlling a character and expressing yourself through their moveset, but here, the controls are unresponsive, partially due to the game just concretely being slow, but also due to its enormous buffer, which causes buttons you pressed while another attack was in progress to come out as much as a full second later. It ends up feeling like you're moving through molasses, a far cry from the usually responsive mainstays of the genre. The netcode frequently breaks, but even when it works, the game's online is notably laggy compared to other fighters, furthering the feeling that you're not really in control of your character. The original version of MultiVersus was criticized for being unintelligible, in part due to its speed of movement, so they scaled up the characters and lowered the speed. But the particle effects and inherent chaos of a 2v2 match mean the game is often still very confusing. Enemy fighters can't zip around the screen and bamboozle you like they used to, but the increase in attack size means they can just wave a huge hitbox around to create the same kind of mayhem. I stopped playing the MultiVersus beta after 70-ish hours because of overpowered characters with unenjoyable counterplay to their gimmicks, matchmaking that seemed to place you against unfairly good or spammy opponents who exploited said gimmicks, and the tangled web of Battle Pass missions feeling like a waste of time. These problems have been shuffled around, but not actually fixed. The game hasn't been appropriately rebalanced around the universal changes. Certain characters have been adjusted, but those who already had irritatingly powerful or large moves, like Bugs Bunny's up air, are even more excruciating to deal with now the moves are bigger and kill earlier. Every character feels so sluggish that even though the game technically does reward skill, it doesn't feel fun to play skillfully. Hits don't usually combo, so you just hit someone, predict how they'll counterattack, then hit them again, constantly throwing out whatever strong moves you have. The Battle Pass missions are a mixed bag. While many of the most frustrating challenges are indeed gone, there are now cluttered menus of different tasks and reward tracks that take forever to complete. The missions still often reward playing certain characters you might not own, or incentivize spamming a move over and over, which isn't fun. And while the new PvE Rifts mode is an efficient way to grind Battle Pass rewards, it's filled with laughably bad minigames and mediocre AI fights. Once you run out of bonuses for beginning the game, each character takes several hours to unlock, or costs $10, and there are currently 26 characters, with more to be added in the future. You can get plenty of gameplay out of a small handful of characters, but the Battle Pass and limited time events incentivize playing for hours a day, meaning you'll get sick of your limited characters much more quickly. Gameplay aside, MultiVersus continues to look great and has good voice acting, although the soft orchestral songs during fights still feel out of place. In theory, I am in this game's core demographic, because I really like platform fighters, having played them casually and competitively for years. But as it currently stands, all its competitors, from Smash to Rivals of Aether, feel better to play, and from what I can tell, are more fun for both beginners and high-level players alike. MultiVersus is deeply mediocre at best, and frustratingly bad at worst. MultiVersus is out now on PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, S, and X, with prices from free to hundreds of dollars of cosmetics.